What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna show y'all how to do a cheap oil change from home on your foreign or American car. Usually, well, this is a foreign car. It's a BMW X5 3.0 2006. These are more expensive because BMWs, most foreign cars, German cars, take a lot of oil, and oil change is usually more expensive. So this is really catered to the guys with Beamers, Mercedes-Benz, foreign cars. Being that the oil changes are so expensive for those. American cars, the oil changes is usually cheaper, especially if you got a 4-cylinder, which is like $40-$50. But anyway, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a transfer pump. Got this from Harbor Freight. Transfer pump. Harbor Freight transfer pump. That was $8, $10. If you got a BMW 2006 X5, probably other years too, you're gonna need a 36mm socket to go over the oil filter housing. Goes on the oil filter housing like so. This was $10, $12. You're gonna need 8 quarts of oil. X5, 8 quarts. That was $50. You're gonna need oil filter. That was $6, $7. Funnel is optional. I use a funnel sometimes I don't. Sometimes I like to see how good my aim is and pour the oil in directly and try to do it without spilling it. And you're gonna need a container to put the oil in. Here's the container I got. Put the oil in. Need a ratchet. If you're using this type of socket, you're gonna need a ratchet for the oil filter. This socket is a 1/2 inch, which is the big one, so you're gonna need a adapter that goes from 1/2 inch to 3/8 if you got a 3/8 socket. Bow. So loosen the filter. Loosen up the oil filter housing. You use gloves if you want. Some people like to get their hands dirty. What you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be draining it from the oil dipstick. That's where you're gonna be draining it from. You ain't gonna go underneath the car. You're gonna do it up top. If I didn't mention that, you're gonna do it from up top. This way, it's effective And it's not gonna get as much of the oil out as taking out the drain plug. However, you can change the oil this way. Taking out the drain plug will get all the oil, or most of it at least. But constantly taking your drain plug in and out causes wear and tear, and that will eventually make you need a new drain plug bolt. I've looked at oil change places, and some places they didn't even touch the bolt because it takes a special type of washer. Being that's a foreign car, may be hard to get. So versus dealing with that, they just did it through the dipstick hole because it's easier and it's no wear and tear. You ain't gotta worry about nothing stripping or breaking or being too tight. You can't get it off, get it on, da 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 da. Alright, so you're gonna need these two things. When you're hooking up the hose for this. The hose in through there, like so. This hose is too big to go in the drain plug. Well, actually, it's not. Oh, it actually fits in the dipstick hole. Oh wow, I thought it was gonna be too big, but it actually fits. Let me see. Oh, it fits with no problem. Okay, cool. So you can use the red hose. Some people got another smaller hose that I've seen a lot of people using. I thought this hose didn't fit, but this hose actually fits. So the top one sucks in, the bottom one spits out. So let's see how this goes. Oil is hot. I just went driving the car. actually filling up pretty good. It's filling it up. I'm trying to feel when it hits the bottom. Okay, I feel like it hit the bottom now. Yeah, it hit the bottom. All right, there it go. You gotta feel when it hit the bottom. When it hit the bottom, you'll feel it. You can see it now, pumping. When it pumps, you'll see, you can see the oil filling up a lot. And you won't hear as much air. You don't hear no high sound. It's hissing. You don't hear no hiss. You just see straight oil pumping in. So that's how you know you're at the bottom. You pumping and you hear that air, it's not at the bottom. And it gets tight, it's harder to push. It's harder to push when you're getting all oil. It's a lot. Pushing this down take a lot more effort when you hitting all the oil versus getting some air. Okay, filled up one jug. This car take 7.9 quarts, so you're gonna need probably 2 of these jugs. I got another one, so this is a gallon. A gallon is 4 quarts, so you're gonna need 2 of these because your car takes 8 quarts. Well, 7.9. Alright, got the second jug. Got the first jug filled. You're gonna need you some shop rags or paper towels or whatever you prefer to use. I got some shop rags here. So I'll take this out. I could drain the oil off. Don't make a mess. top on. You could dispose of this at a local not AutoZone, but a local Valvoline. Any place I do oil changes, they accept jugs of oil. Don't destroy the environment and just dispose of it in the street. I'm making a bit of a mess here. But I need the engine clean anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so that's one jug. Now, see how much of the second jug we fill. Wow. See that? Kick the whole joint up out the joint. Look like mine was low on oil because it's only about maybe 6 quarts, but it was low. I checked it before, it was low, so only about 6 quarts was in there. Alright, we're getting straight air, so that's all the oil. At least all the oil we could get. Alright. So then what you do is you lift this up so all the oil that's in the line could drain out. So easy thing to do is while you pulling this out, wrap a paper towel around it, catch all the oil. Remember, this hole still gonna have little drops of oil in it, so remember that when you're taking it out, you might want to try to drain it or get all the oil out of the line, so you don't have oil spilling and leaking everywhere like I just did. Let this drain because it still got oil in it. You're gonna need plenty of paper towels and rags, whatever you're gonna use, because there'll be oil all in these lines. Now I see people on YouTube who use this, said that this will get corroded depending on what you pumping out, gas, oil, power steering fluid. Some of those fluids are corrosive, so you might want to clean this out because it's got rubber seals and this thing is a lot of rubber on it, and that the fluids will eat away at it. So what you want to do is get a bucket like this with soap and water in it and pump the soap and water through this once or twice to clean out the leftover fluids from whatever you draining. Okay, so now that the oil was drained out, oil cap off. Now I'm going to change the filter. Take the new filter out of this box so I can put the old filter in it, being that it's all messy. So when I take the old filter out, I can throw it in here. This car's been sitting for a while, so it's kind of hard to get this filter off. And ain't no telling when's the last time this car had an actual oil change before it started sitting. So this filter could have been on here for a year or two. There's no telling. So gotta fight with it a little bit. There you go. Alright, got that off. Now, what you want to do is clean this off, old dirty oil. The air filter, the oil filter goes on any side. Slide the new filter on, like so. Bang. Push it down. And the new filter comes with rubber gaskets. This one only comes with one rubber gasket. So change, and that rubber gasket goes around the oil filter housing right here. So that's the rubber gasket you want to change. Some oil filters I've seen in the past come with new 3 rubber gaskets. That's this one and this one. So it's the one around the oil filter, around this, and this one around here and here. This one didn't come with all 3, so I'm gonna just leave these 2 and change that one. But I believe some filters come with all 3. And I recommend changing both of these, all 3 of these, every time you change your oil, just to be on the safe side. BMWs is funny, they're finicky. You don't want to chance anything going wrong because you didn't change something as minor as a little rubber gasket on your oil filter. Something else that I bought was these 6-piece hook and pick set. It's a hook and pick set to get these rubber gaskets off. I mean, you don't necessarily need these. You could get them off however you get them off, but with these, makes life a little more easier. Go in, go around it, boom, look at that. Comes right off. See that? You could get it off with your fingernail or cut it off with a razor, but 2 seconds. So just something to make your life a little more easier. Take the new gasket, run it around like so. Roll it down. Take a little bit of the old oil and lubricate it so it don't be dry. Take a little of this old dirty oil, lubricate the outside of your gasket. Just like that, so it don't be dry. Get your hand off. Put your glove back on. Take the new gasket, put it in the housing, snap it down. Gotta push this down so it snaps into place. I just use the body of the car, push it down, snap it into place, bomb. And that's it. Throw your oil filter back in its housing. Tighten it down. You ain't gotta be super, make it extremely tight, but you wanna tighten it down nice and snug. Boom. Now, did that. Take your old oil, move it out the way. Take your, make sure your funnel is clean. Mine is filthy on the inside. You don't want that going in your engine. So you take something like this and you take a dirty rag and push it down in there. Clean out all the dirt and dust and stuff that's in there. Like that. Make sure your funnel's clean so no dirt and dust that's in your funnel goes in your engine. Then I put 530. STP. This is for high mileage vehicles, being that this vehicle has high miles. This is a synthetic blend. Probably should have went with full synthetic, but hey, said cheap, right? This was only $50 for these. All of this. All these quarts came up to $51. Full synthetic probably would have been closer to $70. Put your oil in. Always remember to put your oil in your engine. Don't ever forget. Forget El bye-bye to El car oil. Or El bye-bye to El money oil. If you forget. Remember, your car takes 7.9 quarts, so close to 8 quarts. Gotta be. Interrupted my video. Can you go about your business? Thank you. Bye. bee was just on my neck. Yeah, it was. This bee, get out of here. You're not gonna sting me. I got stung by a wasp a couple months ago. Wasn't pretty. So, can you leave me alone? Thank you. So we're 3 quarts in, y'all. One more jug to go. Feel you're getting close to 8 quarts, just double check your oil, see the level, make sure you don't overfill it. You never want to overfill it, you never want to underfill it, you want to get it just right. You can blow your engine either way. Underfilling it could blow it, overfilling it could blow it. So you want to get it right. That's where you take your dipstick and you check your engine oil level. Nah, she's still low. She's still low. Got a lot to go. Yeah. Alright. That's about where it's supposed to be at. Still got a couple more quarts to go. See what she looking like now. Okay, getting there, almost there. For people with BMWs, in case you don't know, this notch right here, the top notch, is where you want to be at. That's the max. It says the max right there in little print. The top notch, that's max. So you don't want to be over that top notch. You want to be right at that top notch. Okay, we're just about there. Just a couple drops more. A few more drops. And it's perfect. Yeah, we're gonna just dump the rest of it. Like I said, 7.9, so just about 8 quarts. But check your levels. Make sure your levels is right. Yeah, we right at 8 quarts, right at the max. gonna take a be right there. So after that, basically just gotta clean up. Put your oil cap back on, clean up your mess. Clean up your leftover oil, your mess. Clean up your mess you make or your oil so you don't think you got an oil leak later on. Because you forgot you spilled oil when you did your oil change. I need the engine clean anyway. I'm going to clean this engine soon, so I'm not too concerned. But that's about a wrap. So that's how you do oil change for cheap. So I spent $50 for the oil. I spent $10 for the 36mm socket to go over the oil filter housing, to open up the oil filter housing. That's about $60 right there, $62 right there. Bought a hook and pick set for $5. Bought the oil filter for about $5, $6. So for basically less than, let's say what, $80? So less than $80 you can do an oil change on your own car. That's a saver. That saves you money in itself, because oil change on the BMW X5 8-quart of oil, that's probably gonna be at least $100, $150 depending on where you at and how they charge in your city. I'm in New York, so prices are sky high here. So we do oil change for under $80, I say. And if you got some of the tools already, it'd be even cheaper than that. If you happen to have an oil filter, if you have the tool to take off the oil filter, or you got a 36mm socket, then that's $10 you ain't got to spend or worry about. If you already happen to have that transfer pump, that's another $10, $7 you ain't got to spend. So all you really have to do is buy the oil filter and the oil. That'll be about $60. So that's how you do oil filter, oil change for cheap on your foreign car. That costs us too much for an oil change. So signing off, it's the I Don't Know Show. And that's how you do a cheap oil change from home on your foreign car. Later.